Do 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 do. All right, guys, we are live today. It is Wednesday. We are halfway through the fucking week. Aren't you guys excited? I know I'm excited, especially after the last couple weeks I've had. I'm ready to be halfway done with this week and to get going. I'm currently shuffling my cards to get them ready. I slept in way late today. I didn't wake up till 2 p.m. Do you know how long it has been since I slept till 2 p.m.? Oh, forever. I think the last time I did was when the Moses was doing his thing. Oh, hello, princess. How are we doing, baby? I just need to shuffle my cards, get the energy, wake up my cards, get them going. How are we doing, babies? So last night was a little bit weird, and I'm going to fill you in while I wake my cards up and get them going. So it was 1:30 last night, and my ass, just so you guys know, because it does add context, and this way you get a really good visual of it. So I'm not one of those people who sleep with clothes on, right? So it was 1:30. I'm getting ready to go to bed, got the lights off, getting ready to get into my Zen space before, I go to sleep. And the next thing I know, I hear, and it was so weird because I knew what door it was. On my front door, I heard, but it was super loud, like 3 knocks. Now, anybody that knows the symbolism of 3 knocks on your door normally means someone that you know is going to pass away. So I didn't only hear it once, I heard it twice. After I heard it the first time, I jumped up, pitch black, completely in my birthday suit, okay? And I've got my phone in one hand, my knife in the other, because I was thinking realistically, someone's trying to break into my house. So I'm going through all the cameras that I got around my house because I'm that kind of girl, you know what I mean? Protect yourself, be wise. Anyway, so I check all the cameras, there's nobody there. And then I hear it again. Bang, bang, bang. And I'm looking, I'm like, if there's someone in this house and they come in, I'd rather be in the dark. So I left the lights off, right? And it was just so fucking freaky. Like, I was talking to my bestie, my sugar cookie of doom, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And, like, my adrenaline's pumping at this point, and I'm shaking, but I'm ready to stab somebody. Needless to say, it stopped, okay? It just stopped, and nothing happened. Nothing was shown on the cameras. I even went back when I first heard it, and nothing popped up on the cameras. Because, we just got over a holiday. I was thinking maybe it would have been fireworks or something. But the way that it sounded, it literally echoed through my fucking house. Like, it was that loud. And it was just, ugh. So that's how I started my day. And with that being said, I finally shuffled all my cards. So, yeah, that's how my night went last night. So, needless to say, I stayed up till about 5 o'clock in the morning. The hubby eventually came home. It would have been so nice to not have been brought into this world. Well, that's not a good thing to think, baby. Everybody's got a reason. Everybody's got a purpose. Ooh, you got a lot of blockage in your life, though. But you do got abundance coming. So that's good. I'll give you that card. You got abundance coming, those who have a death wish, my dear. So even though you got blockage in your life, a lot, there is some good things coming your way. But like I was saying, it was just freaky as could be last night. And I even try to rationalize it, could it have been, when you hear stuff like that, you think, okay, the first time I hear it, okay, maybe I was in between sleep, right? And then when you hear it again after, that initial shock and you got that adrenaline running, that's not it. So, yeah. Anyway, princess, you are the next one. And we got the 10th house. You got an announcement going to be making in your home. It could either be your home, your family, or your life, but you got an announcement coming. And it's going to be something that's going to feel freeing because we got the Taurus in reverse right after. I hear things tinking on my altar. Well, it's different when it's on a fucking altar, you know what I mean? And literally you're in your bed in your home alone, and all you can think is, the first thought is an invasion, right? A home invasion, okay? Let's be realistic. Like, I don't live with anybody except for my husband and my kids. My kids are with my brother and sister-in-law right now. My husband's at work, and it's only fucking me and some dogs. And the weird fucking thing was the dogs heard it too. Shaman Moon. Hello, sweetie. Let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, so we are neglecting our first house. Okay, so when we have the first house basically means that it's the house itself. So either you're neglecting yourself or you're giving too much to your own self, and you need to kind of regulate, find the balance in between. But since we do got the sixth house following the first house, that tells me that there's an underabundance, not an overabundance, an underabundance of your first house. So maybe it's time to actually start making some time for yourself, baby. Bree, let's see what we got for you today, baby. Bree. Bree, we got the third house. Creativity is flowing. Creativity and some freeing yourself, but it seems like we're learning to cope and get away from emotion. So the reason I say that is because after the third house, we had Pisces. So it means that maybe you're finally dealing with stuff in a creative way to be able to express how you're feeling. I don't know if it's writing, talking, or, you know, something of that nature. Now, let's see. We got Sanai. I think that's how you say your name. If not, baby, I do apologize. You are being blocked by yourself. So you're stepping in your own way when it comes, and you're distancing. Okay, so I don't know why you're distancing yourself from other people, but it does feel like you're blocking yourself from opportunities and experiences that you could be having. So I would work on that, sweetie. You're very welcome, my dears. I think I'm all caught up now, but with that being said, like I said, I was just freaked out. It weirded me out. I'm like, that's something. And the weird thing was about it is, like, me and the dogs upstairs heard it. And then the dogs downstairs, the pugs, I don't know if they were just sleeping good or what, but they never barked or anything that I heard. But then again, I was kind of blocking everything out too. So I don't know. It's just a weird freaking night last night. You got a weapon under your bed? Who fucking doesn't have a weapon under their bed? Have you ever seen any horror movie ever? The last thing that you like, okay, so my house is weapons, okay? Because mama didn't raise a fool and daddy didn't raise a dumb bitch, okay? So first off, no matter where you live, no matter if you are in your home or with you, you always want to have some form of protection because you don't know what anybody's intent is, no matter if you think they're friend, foe, whatever it is, or wherever you go. So you always want to have something close in hand that you can have in case of anything ever goes down. That's just survival training 101. Always be prepared, even when you may not need it. But yes, to answer your question, I do have things strategically throughout my house, no matter where I'm at in my house, no matter even if I was in my bathroom, I am protected because I do believe that it is my right to keep myself alive as much as I can. And I do believe that, you know, other people are crazy. And, you know, there's a certain type of crazy that we like here. You know, the kind of crazy where you're sporadic and having fun and enjoying your life and not harming others. And then there's the type of crazy that, you know, they make movies about. And that's the type that we don't want to deal with, right? So, yes, I do have weapons everywhere. And even things that you didn't think was weapons can be and used as weapons. I don't know why this is turning into a survival moment, but yeah. Y'all need to stop because you're knocking down my phone and you're causing chaos and not even the good chaos. Thank you. Is there a third type? A third type of crazy? I mean, you have the in-between. There's always an in-between of everything, you know what I mean? Somebody can be good to you, but be crazy to other people, and that's how we get serial killers, right? Where you have people like, I didn't know they were like that. Why would they do that? They just seem so normal, which should be another reason for you guys to always be prepared, because it's the normal ones that always seem a little bit out there. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Popeyes chicken sandwiches are so good. Popeyes is good. I don't know which one you're having, but me personally, I love their spicy. Even their non-spicy has that kick of spice. But I think it's because it's supposed to be like Louisiana style, you know what I mean? Hey, sweetie. Yes, you may, baby. Haley, baby. What are you doing? Ooh, we got 3 cards pop out for you. So, since I have 3 cards pop out for you, we're going to go back to our handy dandy. You pick your fucking destiny. So, 1, 2, or 3. Haley, my baby. Hey, Louisiana woman, Mississippi man. You know what I mean? I can't. Is it Mississippi Queen? That's the song I think I got in my head. Oh, I love that. 3rd. I'd like all 3. Soon enough. All right, so we got the 8 of Swords. So with the 8 of Swords, the way that the card says is kills by drowning and can't sink ships. Controlling the seas and the winds will spare any life by request. So to me, since it's in reverse, it does seem like, especially with the 8 of Swords and it being in reverse, it means that we're not preparing for any battles. Everything seems calm right now, but it's always in the back of your mind of what if, when, where, that kind of thing. I don't think that ever really goes away. Now, if I look at your other cards, we got the Star, which is a lack of hope, and the 10 of Cups. So that tells me with the Star, you know, being in reverse, lack of hope, lack of things manifesting. And then when we got the 10 of Cups falling out right behind it, that just tells me that there's something going on with either a family dynamic, whether that's family that you were born into or family that you've chosen. So whatever's going on, sweetie, hopefully, you know, it's not too bad to where things can't be fixed. Hey, Christina. Hey, Samantha. By the way, for anybody who's new here, please make sure to subscribe. Once we get to 1,000, I will be doing a 24-hour live. I would say it would be the day that we hit 1,000, but realistically, like I've been telling you guys, I want to get one of those spinning wheels, which are like $50 some, is the one that I want to get. So that way, when we're doing readings, you know, I am giving away free questions, but if somebody does buy a reading, they get a chance at the spinning the wheel, you know what I mean? So that way, you know, they can use it for the future or whatever. It's going to be super cute. Anyway, you are very welcome. All right, let's see. Who did I miss? I feel like I missed somebody. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Samantha, my dear, you are next. Ooh. So we got the 4 of Swords coming in. When I see the 4 of Swords, it reminds me of a very crossroads moment. It doesn't mean that you don't know which direction you're going. It just feels like you're taking a break. You know what I mean? Setting off to the side before you take the next journey, because it feels like you've been through some things in the most, I would say in the month and a half, that's kind of just wore you down. And it's good to kind of rejuvenate all that as well. But it also feels like a soldier, you know what I mean? Like where you got to keep on moving on and keep on pushing. Oh, Christina. Christina, we got the moon. So that means that we got some energies coming about normally with emotion, kind of going in with the tides, going back and forth. Then when we get Beelzebub carries the air. So it seems like there's a lot of emotion going on, not just between yourself, but between you and other people as well. And it says, make manifestation of apparitions and demons, set demons upon men to destroy them with your vices. So with that being said, it sounds like to me, I'm going to tell my dogs, stop. Thank you. And it sounds like that, you know, we've got some, I wouldn't say enemies, I would just say aggressive tones. If y'all don't stop and leave poor Gizzy alone, y'all going to go in a cage. It's all the scum in my life and family, two-faced people, and work with toxic people, and a co-worker, narcissist, colleague. Oh, my God. Anything else? That just checks all the boxes right there. I'm telling you, baby. Christina, yes. I love it when you guys do the long yes. Because if I don't say it like yes, then I'm not saying it right, or I'm just having a bad day. So that's the cue. That's for you to know on whether or not mommy's having a bad day. Ew, let's see what I got. Okay, so we got the Magician. Things are being revealed. 3 of Pentacles, a celebration. That's good. And the 9 of Pentacles, which means that, finally getting some things in order, bringing excellent familiars. And then we got the Queen of Wands, being able to use my words. So that's good. By the way, I'm not shitting you. It's literally things that popped out for me. So, yes, too much all at once for me. Can't you see? By the way, speaking of weird things that I did last night, besides, this was before mommy with her naked little nib of a knife and the creepy knocks, right? I was, does anybody do karaoke in their house when no one's around? Like, I love doing karaoke, but I only do it for like 30 minutes by myself because after that point, it just seems like, I'll send $15. I want to know what, what? Amun-Ra wants to tell me. Also, any messages from the one. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, Ty. Actually write down your questions. Because you sent $15, that means you got 6 questions. And that way I can formulate them. Just saying, I want to know, like, what do you want to know? Do you want to know why they came to you? Do you want to know what they want from you? Do you want to, like, where are we going with this, baby? And other than that, you got free range. I'll sing anywhere. I know you will. Me and you, we both, during some nights have had sing battles over Messenger. Is anyone dealing with manipulated friends at the moment? Not that I know of. But it is life. It is possibility. Manipulation. But welcome, Jess. How are you, baby? And while Ty formulates his questions, that way I don't feel like I'm just running rampant with his reading. Do 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 do. Just. Envious Gluttony in reverse. Well, hello, my dear. Fated to Suffer in reverse, so that one's good. And then we got Downcast to Pride. So upping one's pride. Envious Gluttony in reverse. So your cards aren't that bad. So, like, we got the Envious Gluttony in reverse, which means that you're not feeling like you're envious of anybody or feel like you're feeding into that. So that's a good thing. And then we got Fated to Suffer in reverse, which means that we've finally gotten over a part in our life where it feels like one thing after another, like a downcast of emotions, which has showed some personal growth. So that's good. They are starting to ghost me too. No answers. It feels like a fake friend. Ew, I hate when that happens, baby. Yes, but this is just one more thing. One more thing for what, baby? Because we jumped in with the conversation and I'm trying to keep up with, like, your thought process of what's going on. So that way we can both, vibe together and talk the breeze, so to speak. All right. Hi, how are you guys? How are you guys? We are doing good. So we got Forgetting Oneself in reverse. You're finally taking time for yourself, Princess. Or Priss, I should say, Priss. Priss is finally taking time for Priss. I will move on from her. I'm just, thank you for the insight. Not a problem, baby. I know it's hard, especially when you're dealing with, like, emotions towards other people and you think that they're friends, but then they turn out not to be friends. And then you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because it sucks. Because in the beginning, sometimes, your intuition comes in and it's like, we're good to go. And then sometimes you have that moment where things go good, but you know there's something there and you can't quite figure it out until shit goes down. Christina, you will be after Ty. Ty's got 6 questions. Yes, wasted a year. I'm so sorry, baby. Shouldn't have had to waste somebody. Well, you know. Yeah, I know. What these Egyptians gods want. Yeah, I want to know what these Egyptians gods are tell me and why they're appearing and why Amun showed himself to me in the statue in the desert too. Is there a message from the gods? Okay, so we can break that down into 3. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to pull out my Thoth deck because it's the bestie. And we've been neglecting this beautiful deck for a while. By the way, guys, thank you for the readings today. Because I'm not going to lie, this week I haven't been wanting to cook whatsoever. And to be realistically, it's been so hot. Nobody in the right mind wants to cook. So you guys have been feeding me every night. And I appreciate it. All right, give me a second. Let me see what I got going on here with you, Ty. So what do the Egyptian gods want to tell me? And why do they keep? What does the Egyptian gods want to tell me? That's the first thing that we're going to go over. Why do they keep appearing? That's our second one. How many decks do you own? I have 11 decks in total, and we're growing. Actually, I think it's 12 now since I got the Hoodoo deck. And, okay, so why are the Egyptian gods want to tell me? Why do they keep on showing up? Moon Ra, statue in the desert. And then, what does the goddess want to tell me? What do I need to know? Oop, shit, son of a bitch. Say, goddess. All right, Ty. By the way, for anybody who is asking for questions, I charge. Check down below. Currently, right now, I am with Ty because Ty is paid. Then it will be, I think, Christina. Yes, Christina. And then I will go back through and get you guys your general reads. So for your first, as to why they are coming to you, we've got the Hermit. This is basically to get you out of your shell and out of your comfort zone, okay? Whenever we think of the Hermit, the one is to sit within themselves and without people to be able to contemplate life, okay? And decisions that we made, basically getting within our own head. So the first card that we have coming up, since it is in reverse, that is telling me is to get you out of your comfort level, to get you out of your own head space, because there's things that you could be doing that you're not doing. Which, right after that card, we got the Priestess in reverse. So, since it's the Priestess in reverse, Priest. That tells me that there was a past life thing going on here, especially with getting you out of your comfort zone that you may have not noticed. With the Priest, and we got Swiftness, and then the Sun of a new opportunity. So that tells me that in a past life, you were a priest. Then we got Swiftness. So this was something that happened quickly and ended quickly. So your life in that era of your soul was quick. So that tells me that you were either killed unexpectedly or you were taken away and something happened in between. It could have even been health issues. But then we got the Sun card that follows up right behind it. So that tells me that your life was meant to be that short. It wasn't something that you were supposed to actually be doing. Life as a king. Right, pretty quick. Okay, so then we got, for your second question, as to why do they keep appearing? Because that's 2 different questions that we got there. As to, what are they trying to tell you versus why do they keep appearing? So we're going to go with that one next. So the first one that we got is wealth in reverse, which means that this is not a physical wealth. This is more of a spiritual wealth. So that's kind of why they're popping up now, because I feel like it's something that you've dived into, but it's not something that you've actually sat there and started working with these entities that you used to work with. So you're lacking some of that spiritual wealth that you could get from this. Then we've got peace. Okay, there's an eternal struggle that you're dealing with that is looking for peace. Like there's pieces in your life that are missing. This is part of that soul recognition coming through. And by doing that, this is to kind of bring you that peace and comfort of, hey, this is where your life is, or part of your life was. You need to acknowledge it, and this is going to help you fill in some of those blank spots that you weren't able to figure out before. Then we've got the Emperor. The Emperor kind of goes into what your next question is going to be with Amun-Ra. That was the god that you actually devoted yourself to. And then we've got Lust, which follows right after it. So this was almost like a marriage, which makes sense because of the priesthood. Okay, so this was a marriage between you and this god. And it brought basically all the things that you needed into your life. When it comes with lust, lust goes hand in hand with power, which goes in hand with one's soul journey. Now, as far as the third question that we got with, not a problem, baby, be good. Honey, I know how good you are at time frames. If I asked and donated for my, yeah, if you want to, baby, go for it. I'll give you what I can get. Sorry, Ty, I got distracted. Why Amun, I know I'm not saying it right. That God who appeared. What's the purpose? Where's this going to lead, right? So the first thing that we got coming up is luxury. This is to add and embellish some things in your life that could be better. So it's to bring in aspects of wealth. And if I remember correctly, with the Chariot in reverse, there is a stopping. You are getting too comfortable in your setting, okay? This is another reason why I think they are coming through to you. Because of the way that your soul is progressing, you have gotten so used to this routine that you keep on doing in your life, from your love to your finances to everything, even spirituality. And it's kind of stopped and put a block on you, which has led to oppression. Okay, so that's kind of why they're coming through, because they've seen you in this past life of what you're doing, and they're watching your soul journey, and it's like you're not doing what you need to be doing, and that's kind of becoming frustrating for them. Then we have also got the Prince of Swords, which means there's still some battles to keep on pushing through. So that tells me that there's some unknown shadow work that you're not doing, or you're not putting in enough time. You're treating your spirituality like a game at this point, where it's like, ooh, this is exciting, this is new, this is great, but where's the work? That's basically what's coming through. Where's the work that you're putting into the words that you are speaking? Now, when it comes to any information from the goddess, we got a few things coming up. The first thing that's coming up is change, which makes sense because the rest of your reading that's coming through is bringing aspects from a different life into this life, which is going to change the way you think, the way you feel, and kind of go from there. Now, normally I don't have this card in here, but it does seem prevalent, and I would pull another card. But this one, the blank card with that change, you have to manifest that change within your life. And before you do that, nothing's going to appear. Nothing's going to happen. You literally have to start creating the manifestation. You have to start putting the work in. You got to start putting in that devotion and encompassing not just one part of that devotion, but all parts of that devotion. And it's not towards just one deity. It's towards the ones that you need to work with. Then we've got prudence coming through, being able to manage the time between yourself, between the reality of your spirituality and the reality of this life, not letting each other consume each other. So that basically tells me that there needs to be a balance. And once you start figuring out that balance in between, because you're going to be going through a lot of stuff here. You're going to be going through a shift, okay, with the knowledge that you're getting and how you use it. So this isn't the time to be in a playground anymore. You're moving up. You know what I mean? Childhood is over. Then we've got the Star in reverse, which the Star is a lack of direction, a lack of hope, and a lack of faith of what to do and faith within yourself. So this is something that you need to actually sit down and work with by yourself. It is not something that someone else can give you or that you can obtain from it. So hopefully that makes sense for you, my dear, because I haven't checked any of your things. I did find it cool learning King Tut did. Removing the astral taken to the... I remember an astral being taken to his temple. Understandable. So it's time to where we got to really step up our game. We actually got to start focusing. Because I feel like with the different past lives that you had, each gives you a piece to the puzzle, the ending puzzle, right? And for you to actually unlock that, you have to acknowledge every step that your soul life or your life of your soul has been through. Imagine it kind of like with Hecate. You know how she has the keys and each key ends up to a different doorway? It's the same principle. You know what I mean? It's not easy. It is definitely not easy. So is there anything else that you want to know, sweetheart? Because if not, then I will end up moving towards the others who've paid for their readings. Just the conversation. Just the conversation dream of Hecate I had, and that's it. Okay, what do you want to know about the conversation you had, baby? Or do you just want me to kind of dive in and see what I get? Or is there anything specific that you have geared towards this question? Hey, Lisa, how are you doing, baby? But yeah, Jess, I have like a crap ton of why I opened the door in that church and I saw her translucently. Why I did. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. We're going to move you two over here like this. Bring you down. King of Disc. Okay, so with the Knight of Disc that we got, it's where the sacrifice meets the light. Okay, the reason I say this is when we get the Knight of Disc. The Knight of Disc is a warrior, but there's some things that every warrior has to know, and that's being able to have that emotional higher connection, okay? So that's kind of what it means, is getting back into oneself to be able to spread their light no matter what temple that they're walking into, whether it's a temple of either Hecate or any other gods, you know what I mean, to be able to let their light shine through and act as their protection. I hope that makes sense. Then we got the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is one who acts swiftly and quickly and tries to push through. But it does seem like there's going to be a couple obstacles in your way, and I feel like you've already felt the effects of those, okay? And basically what that means is there's a lot on your plate. There's a lot that you're going through, and you keep pushing it off to the side because it seems exciting, but you're not facing the actual emotional aspects of how it's actually affecting you, because I feel like it goes hand in hand. Now, we got the Queen of Disc in reverse, okay? So the Queen of Discs and the Ace of Disc in reverse, which means to me that there's still a lot to uncover. Because whenever we get the Queen of Discs, it shows, you know, their power, their strength, how we view them, how they are viewed by others. But there's also the level that they're wanting you to see that not everybody sees. And the reason I say this is because we got the Ace of Disc. Okay, now the Ace of Disc in reverse, which means that it's almost like a, I don't want to say chosen, but it's almost like a soul purpose that's not quite being fulfilled. There, and that kind of goes into the rest of the reading that's going in. I would also suggest looking into the angelic parts of her as well, just for the reason being that if you look in some of I wouldn't want to say Catholic mythology, but Catholics are a little bit more open when it comes to the spirituality of different things versus any other path. Do you get what I'm saying? Look into the angelic aspects, because I feel like that's going to go hand in hand. And if I'm right, even the Egyptians had some sort of angelic connection. It was just seen in a different way. It wasn't, the terminology for angelic wasn't there yet. All right, give me a second. I gotta actually shuffle these cards. They're so huge. I need to get a deck of the actual Thoth deck that's like hand size, because I'm not gonna lie, as I get older, it's just like, ugh, with my hands. All right, Christina, my dear, what is your question, sweetie? Looking cute as always. Loving your hair too. Oh, thank you, baby. It's been a rough morning, but thank you. I appreciate it. We still on? We still on? Thank you. We are still on. You did say you donated, so what is your question, my dear? What is it that you wish to know? So what have you been up to, King TV? How you been doing, baby? Excuse me. And after Christina, I've got Haley coming in. For questions. I guess while we're waiting on the questions to come through, let's see what I got for culture. Culture. Stop following your emotions. Follow logic. When you got the follow the moon in reverse, means it's time to think logically. My bad. I was asking if we were done with Ty's reading. Oh, yes, we are done with Ty's reading. By the way, Christina, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards that have popped up for you. And yeah. And I feel like they need to be read, so I'm not even like pushing them off to the side yet, so to speak. How is Scorpio feeling towards me in a situation if they're completely... Okay. So here's my question, Christina, just to kind of add some context for me. Are they younger? The reason I ask that is because one of my cards flipped, and it normally means a younger man. I'm here, went to the hospital recently to have a tooth removed, but I'm recovering smoothly, and I'm all right so far. Ooh, I hate that you had to go for a tooth. Tooth are fucked up. I'm younger. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so the first thing that we got is the Aeon. The Aeon deals with one's spirit, which there seems to be a spiritual disconnect going on since it is in reverse. Then we got the Queen of Cups, which the Queen of Cups tells me that it feels like you're feeling the effects of being spiritually disconnected. And then we've got the Two of Cups, but it's in reverse. So it feels like there's not equal treatment going on. And then we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse, which means that there's almost a point of where you're not wanting to fight anymore. You're just wanting to put things to rest. And then we got the Five of Cups, which is disappointment in reverse. So it does seem like the situation's going to get better, but it seems like right now It's almost like a detachment that's happening as far as emotions go. You know what I mean? Hey, Marley Moo, how are you doing, baby? I'd like to know the Scorpio in our current situation. If he's completely done. Okay, so that makes sense. I feel like there's an emotional disconnect, a spiritual disconnect, and then we're not in communication, so that's spot on. Then we've got pleasure, wands, futile. You're thinking that there's hope. So it seems like the union brings you pleasure, because if it didn't, this card wouldn't pop up. And then we got the Queen of Wands, which tells me that you don't really know what to say in the situation. Then we got the Seven of Discs, which is failure, which means, when it's in reverse, things could be worked out, but it's going to take some hard work and learning how to not super indulge in it. Because when we get indulgence, which is the Eight of Cups in reverse, that means that we need to let time take its moment. You know what I mean? Don't try to rush the process. Let it happen naturally. Let me know if you had a donation for 2 questions. I did, Haley. You're right after Christina, baby. Spiritual awakening. Oh, my nose. You guys are about to see me blow my nose. Sorry. It's life. Ew. Hey, Chrissy, how are you doing, baby? You walked in right as I was blowing my sausage. So what is your other question, Christina, my dear? You know, this hour has went by so fast. Like, can you believe we've already been on here 40 minutes? I swear, when I get into conversations with you guys, time just goes, Let's see what we got going. While I'm waiting, let's see what I flip for a spiritual awakening. And before I do you, I got to do Marley Moo. Marley Moo, what's going on at home, baby? 4th house in reverse means there's chaos within the home. Oh, shit. And spiritual, we got the 7th house, which means either you're giving love or receiving love. And there's an announcement. I don't want to say pregnancy, but normally with love and an announcement, that's normally what it is. Either pregnancy or, which the 10th house keeps on coming with an announcement, or a marriage, but there's something with couple. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good for you or bad for you, or if you're like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? But it is what I see. When and what information can you get on the business along coming? When is it coming? Month, please. Will it be successful? Baby, if it's successful, that'd be great. I don't know where you're at, Haley. Where are you at? Are you, like, what state are you in? Because if you get a salon, bitch, I'm totally coming to fuck with you if it's in my state. If it's not in my state, you're going to have to wait till I do a tour or some shit. I'm moving. Someone broke in and tried to steal my purse. And my daughter is pregnant again. I'm moving to Fiji. Oh my God. If you move to Fiji, will you take me? I promise. I eat quite a bit, but I'm a really good cook. Next question. Just messages from spirit. Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Messages from the spirit realm. Well, no shot. It's pregnancy, but holy cow. Sorry. All right, so spiritual messages. You got a lot coming through. You need to be more devious, Christina. Sorry, sometimes my brain, I go through the list and then I forget the name. So it's not that I don't love you. It's just that I have squirrel brain. So take it as it is. But the messages that we got coming through is nurture all you love. So that basically means take care of your shit, be there for other people, make time for yourself, that kind of shit, obviously. Then we got time to ground. So while you're doing these things, I feel like there's a lot of busy life going on with family, friends, shit like that. Just make time for yourself to kind of ground yourself, recenter, because a lot of people are depending on you to listen to their bullshit. And if you're not calm and centered, then it just doesn't work out. And then they're like, what's wrong with you? It's like, bitch, you use me like I'm your fucking telephone for drama. I love hearing it some days, but some days mommy needs a break. Okay. Then it says love without condition. Basically, there's people around you that you're going to have to fucking put up with, that you know you have to put up with. And you just got to kind of take it with the Southern way of, God bless you, baby. Have a good day. Don't be a dumb fuck. Okay? That's how I like to put it. Then the next thing that we got is share your thoughts. You're hiding back some of those things that you want to say. You need to say them. Because if you don't say them, no one else is going to say it to them, okay? Now, here's why I said that you need to embrace your dark. We got make the sacrifice, and we got embrace the dark. Okay, so that means that you need to embellish in some more of the darker aspects of yourself. Stop trying to hide those things that you'd rather people not know. So, you know, you're a whole fucking package, light and dark. Bring it together. It feels like some kinky energy. That's what I'm getting. And then we've got know you belong and surrender to the flow. Basically, do what you need to do with your friends and your family. Take time for yourself. Get into your freaky side and go with the flow. And you're going to learn some things about yourself. Okay, baby? All right. Oh, wow. I'm supposed to be moving to the family house, and it feels like I'm waiting for this move. Will it ever happen? Oh. Excuse me. My nose was like, ugh. Someone else asked for me. Who else bought a reading? I know somebody did. Who? Haley. Haley, baby. Okay, let me know. I did have the donation. What's your questions, baby? I feel like I've broken Marley Moo. Oh, man. I feel like it's going to happen if I was just telling you my feelings instead of like the cards, you know what I mean? Because realistically, it's all for me. The cards are just my conduit of focus. When it comes to your move, it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it. Like it's going to be almost to the brink of, okay, this shit needs to happen, because if it doesn't, I'm going to fuck up. First question, will I get my new business coming soon? Waited and looked for years. Information on it will be successful. All right, which cards do I need to go with? Okay, we're going to go with these. And then I'm going to go in with those. Okay. So, first question. Will they get the business? So, for your first question, will I get my new business salon coming? Waited for years. Information on it and if it's successful. So, when is it coming and if it's going to be successful? Those are your two questions, right? I just want to make sure before I get into this, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Swear, I'm in love with your personality. You're so humorous. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. You can feel free to gift me with your money or, you know, tell all your friends that you fucking love me. I'm a princess, okay? And at my heart, I am. I truly am. An evil queen most of the time, but a princess at heart. No, all one on the salon. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Well, what are we going to do? Okay, so information on the salon. Let's get it on. Ooh, that's not good. You're going to have a snag, a real major snag. So, okay. Let's get into this. Okay, so we got changes coming. Change is not going to be what you want, okay? So, there's a lot of fucking shit that's not piling up the way that it should be. It almost feels like a block. I don't even think it's you. I think it's where you're trying to go. And if you keep on pushing it, from what I'm seeing, we're getting a total tower moment. Do more research. That's what I'm going to tell you. Do some more research, because it seems like the spot is not a good spot. Too much bad energy. Then we've got domination, 2 in reverse. That basically tells me within that spot, you're not going to do well. Then we've got the Fool, which means one of two things. Either that we're trying to rush everything so quickly because we've spent so much time on it that we don't care. We just want to get in. You need to think about it logically. Think of it long term. Sun, loss of opportunity. 3 of disc, works in reverse. That means it's not going to work. And then we've got 9, which is gain. So basically, once you get through this bullshit, the business itself is going to be successful. But you really need to be sure about your location and make sure that you're looking at every detail. I still have chills. Oh my God. See, I can give you chills, baby, and you don't have to even be close. Oh, sorry. I know that's not like the information that you want, but as far as like, oh shit, I do want you, I feel like there is a place that's perfect for you. And when I see it, like if what I'm seeing in my mind is right, you know what I mean? When I see it, it almost seems like it's close to a corner, but it's like a couple shops down, you know what I mean? And it's on a busy main road. Like, that's what I want you to look for. A busy main road, like the road that goes through the whole town. That's where you need to look as for a place. And it's going to be on the right side. And literally a couple shops down, I see like this light post or like one of those electrical posts. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see. It's on the corner on the right side, 3 down. If you find it, that's where you need to be. Will I find it by August? Well, oh shit. Okay. August is not looking like a good month. The only reason I say that is because we got Ruin, Ace of Cups, and we got Indulgence in reverse, which means kind of being futile or, just that. And then we've got Failure in reverse. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be the beginning of August. It's either going to be the end of August or September as far as the time frame that we're looking for. Now, once that starts to happen, of course, there's going to be a few things like, making sure you use your words right because you're going to be so excited that it's the perfect spot. And it's going to bring you pleasure and power. So pleasure and power means that you're going to do good in that spot, okay? Now, the one thing I do want you to know is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in reverse is telling me that you're not going to get everything all at once, okay? So it's going to be periodic. So you really do need a plan for, a couple months of shakiness, okay? But in the end, it's going to work itself out. But you got to be consistent with that word of mouth. You got to run your mouth like you're running from the cops, okay? You need to keep on going. You can get a card pulled, my dear. You just got to wait for everybody else. I got a lot of people buying readings today because apparently they love me. That's what I say, at least. Anyway. Heard you loud and clear, Your Majesty. Thank you, babe. Mwah. Anyway, where was I? Who was I? Where am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Spiritual awakening, I think, is next. Okay, so how will my sister react when I leave her salon for my own? Okay, so that would be 2 extra questions, baby. But if it were me, if we were talking like friend to friend, as far as your sister's going to be fucking pissed. Like, that's just straight up. If you're leaving their salon where you're bringing them in money, they're going to be pissed off about it, especially if you get as much success as what I'm seeing. Because then you become competition. Give me 1 second, baby. So your first question was, when will the new business salon come? Waited for years and information on it. If you look, there's 2 right there. And then all information, please. And then you said, I can't find nothing. Will I find it? Will I find it would have been your second question, since I put the other 2 from your first statement into one. So Hey, Victoria, how are you doing? Plus, what was the toxic work colleague narcissist do? Well, they cause problems. Everybody's going to cause you problems when you're first trying to do something for yourself. That's just being realistic. People don't like to see other people succeed. You know what I mean? If it's your passion and it's something that you want to do and you're breaking away from a family dynamic, it's going to happen. You told me I had some problems because maybe narcissist colleague. Yeah. Um, that may block you. Card of the day. You can, dear, but I'm doing readings right now. This is how we do our readings. When someone pays, they get my invited attention. Then all the free ones, they come after. But straight up, as far as the person that you're working with as a coworker, they know that there's a shift coming. A shift in who you are and how you're reacting to them. And people who want to start drama and keep the drama going and don't ever want to see anybody succeed, they're going to do everything in their power so that they can live in your head fucking rent free. And that's just facts. Some people are shady motherfuckers, and that's one of them. There'll be a shit show. Oh, it's going to be a shit show. But when you do it, make sure you look good, your hair's done, your nails looking good, and be like, bitch. You know what I mean? And when you open your salon, go all out for it, okay? Make it bougie as fuck. Have the little red ribbon that you cut, the city come out there and be like, oh, this new business coming, because that equals free press. Have like little glasses of champagne for people when you open, you know what I mean? Give that you know what I mean? And as long as you can, like I hear community over and over and over and over again, you need to get your community in with your salon. So there's a little bit of community work that you need to do once you get your salon open to bring the heart of the community to you. Because if you do things for your community, that community is going to protect your business like it's the fucking war. So remember that, community. When I leave or before I go, I'm worried she will cause problem with my clients. Let her cause whatever issue when she wants to cause. Because honestly, in the end, all shit aside, your work, your actions, the things that you do will speak louder than anything anybody can say about you. No, when it comes to success, and you can look this up with anybody who's ever done anything, there's always going to be people who are not going to believe in you. There's always going to be people who are going to talk shit just to bring you down. And all you got to say is my work speaks for itself, and I don't lower my vibrations to meet everybody's, this he said, she said. Come to my salon. Let me show you what I can do. And then you make the decision. And when you go at that with that certain approach, it shows that you're not petty. It shows that you're not trying to be manipulative. And it shows, hey, you want to know the truth? Come find out. Come look at us. I'm not going to give you a facade. I'm not going to try to be like, oh, they're shady and all this. No, let my work speak for me. And when you start doing that, then it's going to make them look bad. They're going to lose their clients and they're going to come to you. Self-worth. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to be within yourself. Anybody that ever started a business worried about other motherfuckers and how they're going to deal with it, no one would ever have a fucking business. And that's straight up facts. I have rambled so much, I didn't even finish my fucking cigarette. Look, I will be your motherfucking hype man. I don't know where you're at, but I am hyping you up. We are going to get you, if you want to, fuck it. I don't know what state you're in, which is one thing that I asked, what state are you in? Maybe, if you were in my state here in Ohio, I might be able to figure out something to help you. But if you're not, we got a lot of people here. You can always pop in, throw down some stuff. If you ever want to do a promotion, we can do promotions on here because literally, we're on the fucking internet. It goes worldwide. One thing I would suggest is make sure to keep your media up and going good, okay? The number one killer besides shitty customer service is a shitty web online presentation. Okay. And the reason I say this is because how many of you have ever went and you heard a bunch of things about this store or had a friend go, oh, you should check this out. You go and look on their page like Facebook or whatever, and you see nothing. You go to their website and it's only like a few things here and there. That's shitty business practices, because that's free advertisement. When people talk about you, they need somewhere to go so they can look at your work. So make sure you're updating your shit, okay? I'm in, Haley, sorry. No one talked to me. Victoria's like, what? I love the way that you put your readings. Oh, well, thank you, baby. Algorithms, baby. Exactly. Algorithms. We will fucking make it majestic. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Spiritual. I think that you donated, you said. What's your questions, baby? Oh, shit. Now I got people messaging me. Why does everybody want me today? What is it? Oh, give me a second. Mommy's getting sidetracked. Do, 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 do. Magic copyright. Don't ask me why I got that song in my head. I'm hoping the narcissists don't smash my new salon. She's awful, baby. If we have anything to fucking say about it, no one's going to bash your salon, okay? We will put fucking crystals up in that bitch. We will make it zen like a motherfucking zen. We will make people feel welcome. And that's another thing. Don't go too, like, bougie crazy, you know what I mean? You don't want ratchet motherfuckers up in your salon. Or at least I wouldn't expect, you know what I mean? But you want to make it... Like, when I think of a place that I would like to go to, I want to go to no matter what I look like. Like, if I'm a mom having a bad, shitty fucking week, or a mom who doesn't get to go out and actually take care of herself, you know, as much as some people do because of finances and stuff like that, or just a mom just trying to get away from life itself. Make it an environment where women feel welcome, where they feel empowered. When they step in, they don't have to worry about what they're wearing. They don't have to worry about what they're looking like. All they have to worry about is make sure you got that money in the fucking banking account to pay for your shit and feel welcomed. If you can do that, no matter what anybody says about you, you're going to do fucking great. Because that's what I look for. That's one reason why I haven't been a salon forever, is for the reason being, I never found a place where I feel comfortable, where if I'm having a bad week, or if I'm having a bad day, or if I just feel, you know, like some places you walk into and you're like, I'm in the wrong place. Like, I'm not meant to be here. That's what you don't want to do. You want to make it feel inviting for people. So as long as you can do that, you're doing great. Will my mom finalize the move? Ooh, let's find out. Will money finalize the move? Do. Will the narcissist come to my job or sister? I don't know, baby. Oh, okay. So for spiritual, so the first thing that we got is the Queen of Cups, which means it almost feels like they're holding on to something. They're not seeing the same vision that you're seeing for them. And it almost feels like they're stepping in their own way, especially when it's in reverse. But the good thing is it will come. We got 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles, especially when I'm seeing 3, and that's the only number card I got, that could be anywhere from 3 days to 3 months. I'm not going to say 3 years because it seems like the ball started rolling. But we got the Fool. The Fool normally is someone who's doing the same shit over and over again. So it does seem like there is some movement that's going to end up happening since the Fool is in reverse. The next thing we got is the Hermit being able to get out, moving to a different location. So that's a good thing. Then we got the Magician in reverse. So there's going to be some things that are going to be revealed to you that you may not know. I don't think that they're all necessarily bad, but it does seem like there's some things that are going to come out during this move. Not a problem, baby. I love you too. And I can't wait to, support your shop. I wish you would answer my fucking question and tell me what state are you in? What state will this shop be in? Because if I know somebody in that state, then I can get you business. Help a mama out. Let me know. Let me help you, Sarah. I know you're not Sarah, but I love that fucking movie, The Labyrinth. You know what I mean? Oh, anyway, there were some people I was neglecting, and I know spiritual, you probably got another question or two, but I feel like Victoria's been around for a while. So Victoria, baby, this one's for you. You got some blockages in your life. You got a woman blocking you who's giving you no hope. And then we got strife. They're doing this to spite you. I don't know what kind of woman in your life that's being a petty bitch, but if anybody's causing you that much grief, there's no reason for it. Like, for real. Like, don't put up with it. Sorry, I live in England. Love the USA. Ooh, England. That's fine. That is perfect. I've got some people over in England that I know. And I actually know a few people in Germany who, if you're good, and you know what I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, you're not good, you know what I mean, but like, if you're good, I might be able to talk them to travel. We get a lot of European countries, believe it or not. So yes, we can help. Get your crumpets, get your tea, bitch. Because we're going to make you a success. Because that's what we do. You got to think also, here's what I want you to do for the next couple of months, Haley. I want you to stop thinking negatively. Stop thinking about what ifs, where ifs, what could happen, what the fuck ever, okay? Because you cannot control that. You can only control the things that you have around you. You can't control no one's emotions, how you're going to be received, and everything else. Focus on your shit. Make you a fucking vision board. Look at that shit. Look in the mirror every morning and be like, I'm that bitch. Today, I work towards manifesting my desire into reality. Nothing will stand in my path. Nothing will stand in my way. I will succeed. I will dominate, and I will conquer. If you need to, you can repeat. You can rewind that, write it down, because I know I'm a motivational motherfucker and I help people. So remember that. I would have had a shop by now in the U.S. Plenty of land, except England is hard to find. Too many salons closed. Right? Like, there's everything. Maybe you could partner up with somebody. Do like a whole like spa bar kind of thing. You know what I mean? Get someone who's like a nail tech eventually or something. Expand and grow and be like, but baby, you're going to do good. You just got to get the right spot. Plus, another good thing is I know a lot of musicians that I go and see here occasionally that travel between the United States and, you know, overseas. So, you know, maybe I could be like, hey, I know this girl and she's super great. You should go check her out. Oh, I love it. Thanks, babes. I will do that. I'm recording you every reading. Woo. I love how you told me about what it's like. Hopefully it's a big shop. It's going to be beautiful. Now, your first shop is not going to be super huge. I can tell you that. I see like maybe 3 or 4 chairs in this salon. And, you know, it's going to be tiny. But as you grow and you expand, you're going to be able to actually expand your business. You know what I mean? Do your outreach. But you're going to be a little bit smaller than you want to in the spot that I was telling you about. Ugh, that's gross. I'm sorry, my nose is bugging the crap out of me. And I know it's not pleasant to watch somebody blow their honker. What state? What town? What city? I probably sound like a broken record, and you're like, bitch, I'm overseas. That's how I imagine it being for you. What more salons? Only want one. You'll see. You'll see. That's all I can tell you is you'll see. You need to get your shit started. And then once you get your actual first salon, then me and you'll have a conversation. Because it's not just going to be just one. I'm in a small one now from what I rent from, right? Maybe that's where you're at. Maybe that's what I seen. Is the way that it's set up, is it to the left? Like when you walk through the door to the left, you have about like 3, maybe 4 chairs. And then over here, there's like maybe 2 or 3. My mom had a salon now. She has 3. I have hope for you. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, by the way, Kawana, I didn't forget you. I did forget you, but I'm not forgetting you. Let's see what I got for you, baby. Ew, we got Capricorn. Why are you being stopped? What is stopping you? What is making you take a pause, take a halt? Ew, you feel like there's trouble coming. We got the 11th house. You're trying to stop a shit show before it happens, baby. I don't know what the shit show is, but you should dish. So basically what you're saying is if I ever go to Cali, my hair is going to be taken care of? Like, I'm one of those assholes. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I just have connections and I do things for people. And, like, I'm like old school barter system. Let's barter. So now you're good at pointing out people's past lives. Now I know you're good at pointing people's past lives. Do you know how many spiritual paths your own soul personally has? I know I've at least had 15. Do I know all 15? No. But I know I've at least had 15. Yup. Yay! Oh, eventually I do want to go take a road trip. Like, I've even looked at like an RV because, why not? There's so many family movies and it always goes right. Plus, I love scaring my children with the fact that I know so many people in different states and countries that my daughter's like, I'll never be able to go anywhere without you knowing. And part of that makes me happy. I've been stopping myself from getting in shape, baby. I can't help you with that one because obviously I have that control issue. Like the other day, I had ate so much, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I wish I had some of you motivated people around me in my life, and then we can motivate each other, but we're not that close. You know what I mean? Unless we start like some Facebook group chat of bitches motivating bitches. Thanks, guys. I'm in rent a chair room now with 4 chairs. I walk with 2 narcissist colleagues. Has the other 2 chairs. Ugh. Like dicks. Get your own salon. Make your own fucking money. Be the best bitch you can. And honestly, with you being over in England, isn't that where, like, they have all them big fucking women? Not big women, but I mean, they probably have big women. But I'm talking about, like, the women who do, like, the supermodel shows and everything else. You know what I mean? Like, where they're walking on the catwalk and shit. Culture TV. I'm down. Right? That's what I'm saying. Who knows? Maybe we'll start something like that. Bitches motivating bitches. Oh, man. It's been a crazy day. You guys give me life. I swear you do. And that's why I love what I do. I felt bad that I had to cancel our event, though. I was really hoping to get kind of back into our community and being able to do things. But with his dad, like tomorrow, they are going to do the biopsy on his dad's bladder. For anybody who hasn't heard, my husband's father was peeing blood for a month and thought, oh, it'll be okay. I'll just drink some water and it'll go away. Yeah, no, don't do that. If you ever pee blood and it's not meant to be peeing blood, you know what I mean? Like, go get your shit checked. Anyway, so his dad's going to end up having a biopsy tomorrow. We're hoping that it's not going to be cancerous. So that's kind of why we canceled everything this weekend and pushed it off to August, which sucks, but, family first and community, has to wait because if my husband has a breakdown, then I got to deal with a child that has a breakdown because of his daddy. So I've got to be in the zone and I got to be there for my husband. You know what I mean? Like he was there for when my family passed and I've got to be his backbone. You know what I mean? Like he's a strong man. But, anybody who goes through a loss or a potential loss or health scares within the family, especially when it's your parents, it's a whole shit show in itself. Yes, we do. I think what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a salon where you're at. And then as that revenue comes in and keeps coming in, because you're going to build more clientele, right? So I think once that starts happening, then when you decide to go to America, you're going to have other ones here in America while you have that one over there running. So this is going to turn into like a business, you know what I mean? Like a business. Not saying that you're sitting there buying a chair. You're going to have a salon, like where you're the owner of the salon. That is what I'm seeing for you. And hopefully you're ready for it because it's going to be a lot of work. And so you better be ready to put on your fucking heels and start running because it's going to happen. La moi. Ew, you avoided a tower moment. Something almost turned into a crazy shit show, love. And you caught a manipulator. And then once you get over here in America, Haley, then we're going to go out and you're going to be like, bitch, where do you want to go eat? It's on me. And I'm like, let's go to a restaurant that's real fancy. And then I can go up and start giving people ratings and be like, look, I need to tell you something. I fucking love doing that to people. It freaks them out and it makes the hubby go, what the fuck are you doing? But I so love doing that shit. And I've never had the opportunity to do it in like a really fancy restaurant. So that's like one of my life goals is to fuck somebody, like freak them out. You know what I mean? Because for me, spirituality, it has to be fun. And especially with my personality, you guys obviously see it. You know what I mean? Like we gotta, hell yeah, I'm a fun person to meet. You know what I mean? Get me some coffee in me. Get me in the right vibration. I'm fucking awesome. That's why I always tell you guys, you got to be your own cheerleader because no one's going to be a cheerleader for you. And I've not always had this attitude towards myself. So remember, you got to be your own cheerleader sometimes. And remember that you're a badass motherfucker. And other people are just lucky to have you around. That's how you got to be. It doesn't mean that you're conceited. It just means that you are learning how to value yourself. And that's one thing most people don't know how to do is value themselves. I do hair plus one business for the U.S. like property. Property would be good. Property is a good market, especially if you get something that eventually turns into zone for business. And then you could sell that motherfucker for like millions of dollars, depending on where it's at, how much land you got, and, progression. Sika, you are getting away from some choices. We got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, some choices you're getting away from. You have me smirking over here. I love it. Snirking, smirking, smirking. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever get around somebody and you're being like super like, oomph, you know what I mean? And someone's not matching that energy and they're looking at you like, why are you like this? Why are you happy? Fucking dip that motherfucker into the lake somewhere because our relationship or friendship or whatever it is not going to work out. That's straight up facts. And you know what? I think eventually, probably in the next month or two, I'm going to get my nails done because it's so much more fun to do the hand stuff when you got nails and you can go with that clickety click. Like, these are my real nails. I mean, they're not bad nails. They're good nails. You know what I mean? But it's a whole different personality shift when you got the fake ones on, I do have a lot of decisions to make. You could come on my big boat in U.S. Oh, yes, baby. We're going to get on that big boat, get the sun going, be like, yes. Honey, I'll tell you what. If my husband ever had that because of something that I've done, like readings and stuff, like he knows I got you guys and, readings, and he knows that you guys, are awesome people. But like, there's some things that I don't think he realizes with the internet is that you get people of all different types, you know what I mean? And as I talk about a lot of you, because the ones who come in here every day and I'm like, this person, they're just fucking awesome. This is their energy and stuff like this. And, we get a lot of people who are either wanting to start a business or growing their business or, family businesses and stuff like that. I'm like, one of these days we're going to go on vacation and it's going to be sporadic and you're not going to know about it. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's going to happen, baby. I was like, I'm just telling you. Basically, I'm waiting for, my rich bestie to pick me up in life so I can be like, don't make that decision. Go this decision. That motherfucker's going to fuck you over. Like a personal psychic for one person. And then that'll be my retirement plan. I'll still get on here and talk the shit, you know what I mean? But that's my goal to retire, on the little island for the retirement home that's got the coffee shop and the strippers who are working to help support us old people. Oh, dude, they would be so pissed. And that's what you got to think. Like, realistically, all shit show aside, dream talking, and, because we all have those things that we fantasize about, which is what helps manifest reality, right? But all that shit aside, though, you will do as good as the energy you put in. And, I can have faith in you all day. I can tell you this is the possibility of what's going to happen from what I'm seeing, the image, the vibrations and stuff. But if you don't take the steps, then ultimately you will be the cause of your own failure. So don't worry about every motherfucker. Worry about yourself. Worry about getting your shit going. Look into it, be responsible, and the rest will be history. Clickety clack clack, Sika, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. Past lives and stuff make you a bougie person. But in this life, I wasn't gifted the things that I wanted in life. So, mommy's got to claw her way to the top. And I think that's all what we have to do. I think, when it comes to past lives, when you have had past lives where things have been easy for you, you got to kind of get knocked back down a little bit in your next life to kind of even it out, to show both sides of the coin. And I think that's like when you get certain, like, let's say certain celebrities like Keanu Reeves, for example. That's someone who's had a soul, who's had riches, who's been poor. And then in the life, the two combine together and you get this sense of sensibility. It's not only from what, family or your environment that's passed down. It's what your soul passes with you from each life to each life. So keep that in mind. Where are you in the U.S., if you don't mind me asking? I'm in Ohio, the Buckeye state. The state where they believe they can do whatever the fuck they want because some old white guy said so. Or they call us part of the Bible Belt, which I love because a lot of the people that I know don't follow the Bible. Like me personally, I'm not against the Bible. I'm not against anybody's religion. I think there's kind of a purpose for everyone's religion. And to realistically sit there and say, oh, this is the only one or this is the right one, that's just being naive, okay? Realistically. Because not everything that we used to think is right, and everything that we think now eventually will be probably proven wrong to a certain extent. We're always growing, evolving and things. But I do believe, I am not meant for Ohio. I just got stuck in Ohio. And Ohio is one of those places where, like, it sucks you in so much that you can never really truly leave. Like, even if you look at the celebrities who came from Ohio, they always come back to Ohio to have a place to live. It's fucking weird. It's like Ohio is like the hellmouth of the United States. It sucks you in. And when you think you get out, you don't. Plus, we're the only state where most of our astronauts come from. So there's something about this state that sucks you in and then makes you want to go into space. So, yeah. U.S. is the best. Want my success to get out there. Waited years. I need a salon first. Where else would you live? If I had a choice to live anywhere else. Part of me would love like Michigan weather. Just for the reason being, I like to be snowed in. Snow me the fuck in. Let me have my blanket and walk into the woods. You know what I mean? Like, I like that scenery. I don't want to be like in town, Michigan. I want to be out in the wilderness somewhere where I got my little cabin or house or whatever. But if I'm talking more of a warmer type of weather, I would love fucking Georgia. just because there's a lot of culture there. There's a lot of great food. If we're talking for a spiritual sense, Massachusetts, because I love me a Boston accent. Like, girl, for real. No, I've never had a need to go to Florida and live. Like, I feel like maybe if I was at death's door, you know what I mean? Like, I knew I only had a couple years to live, maybe go to Florida. But that's where I would want to hear if I moved, you know what I mean? And I'm one of those people where I like people, so I want to be able to access the city, but I don't want to live in the city, if that makes sense. Because I want to be able to walk out on my land, be naked as all get out, like the gods intended, and live my best life. To where when my kids come visit me, they have to warn their significant other, like, you might see my mom and my dad naked, okay? Like, that's the kind of life I want to have. Living my best life and just relaxed. I don't want to deal with earthquakes. I don't want to deal with tornadoes. I don't want to deal with flooding because I'm not built for that. I may be fat and I may be buoyant enough to float, but mommy doesn't want it to end up like some Rose Titanic jack shit. Like, I'm just not a part of that. I want Minnesota, lots of land. Now, I'll tell you what, if you want to get lots of land somewhere real cheap, Arizona. Like, I've looked at their prices and I've almost been tempted to like save up towards for Arizona because you can get a crap ton of land cheap, but there's hardly anything there. So that's why. I do like Kentucky too. I don't know if I'd want to live there, but like a summer home or something where, you know, or like a little business, like a campground or something like that would be cool. But I don't want to live there. Oh my God. The Bostonian accent. Makes sense. I love how you guys are just loving it. Want to ask you a question soon. Maybe in August or September. I want to put my foot in a different direction, but I'm not sure. Yeah. You can get a hold of me anytime you want to, sweetie. Like, that's what I'm here for. I love seeing people. I love talking to people. By the way, I am kind of curious because I know you say culture king, and you know we live in the day and age where women can be men and men can be women or aliens if you identify as a pink polka dot bunny. Like, I don't care what you do. I love everybody equally. But culture king, are you actually like biologically a male, a female, or like? I'm just kind of curious because I know sometimes when I say baby, sweetie, honey, girl, you know what I mean? Like different things like that, people kind of get offended sometimes. I don't think you're one of those people, but I am kind of curious for my own sanity. Want the lakes of Minnesota. See, that would be pretty. Like, I would love to see somewhere like where the sand is white, beautiful blue water, you know what I mean? No, there's a few places I would love to visit that have so much salt in their water that you actually float. You don't even have to try. Like, that would be a fun vacation, you know what I mean? Where it's not too much expected out of you. You just float. Float, drink, do whatever you want to do, have fun. Pugs, I swear. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sharks either. Like, I drowned in a past life. So, like, that still is sticking with me, but I love to swim. So, you know, there's some things that mommy doesn't feel comfortable with. Like, I've even told the hubby, like, if we ever go somewhere, the only thing I'm worried about, like, going to a beach that where the ocean is jellyfish. Those fuckers are assholes, and they give no warning. And that's the last thing I want to have done to me is being stung by a jellyfish. Sharks, I'll just punch the motherfucker in the face. I'm not a fan of sharks, and I don't want to see a shark, but I'd rather have something big to look at than something with little to go, and then you're like, ah. You know what I mean? Someone asked me this question a week ago, but I'm 100% male. Sorry. You have to make sure, because I mean, technically, if you want to get realistic, I wouldn't put it past Mel, or would it be a Mel Drake? drag king, to have culture king as their drag name. You know what I mean? Not saying that it is a drag name, but it would make a great drag name, okay? Just the way it's spelled and everything. I love sharks, but my daughter hates them, so lake's better. Nessie, the Lake Ness monster. Well, there's some people on here that I've identified them as women and vice versa, and they'd be the opposite, and I'm like, oh shit, my bad. And then you get some people who have like the twin spirit, which I'm going to tell you something. When you have somebody that's a twin spirit, a lot of the times they're not going to know that they're two spirits in one body. And the reason I say this is because I've met a lot of men in my life who have that female spirit come out, and they never know it until you point it out. So if you ever see someone who doesn't know that they have a twin spirit, which means that they have both attributes of a male and a female, because there's two spirits in one body, and you plan to tell them, do it very easy, because it can be very shocking. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, come over here. Stupid phone, man. Pow. Oh, my dearies. We've been on here for an hour and a half. It's crazy. And I did all those readings and only got 5 likes. What the hell? Laugh at me. Leave me likes, my dearies. I wonder if... Yeah, we want to make it visible. Here we go. Hi there. How you doing, Nibbles? Then when the hubby calls, I got to actually take the dogs out. I see it's just a different spelling. Came up with it for my music producer production. Music producer production. Say that fucking 10 times fast. What kind of music production producer? Or do you do music, or fill me in? Dumb it down a little bit for the blonde, okay? But if you do music, we could play your music on here. Catch you again, babes. Blessings. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Not a problem, baby. See you. Music production. Wow. I get a lot of musicians. Yeah. I was thinking that someone could be wrong with me when she first asked. No. Nothing's wrong with you. You're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. It's just something that a random thought, which I'm full of. Random thoughts, random ideas, things like that. That's why I call myself a squirrel. Living my life one tarot reading at a time. Julie, how are you doing, baby? Baby. Oh, shit. So, Julie, we got the science card. That means that we are thinking logically between an issue between you and someone else that you feel like you've come to peace with, but it seems like it's not moving anywhere. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully it works out. Go and request the Do you have the time to listen to me whine? It's gonna rain. I'm so excited. It's been so hot and I haven't got to water my flowers. So hopefully it rains soon. My dogs are looking at me like, Bitch, what are you doing? All right, we're good. Anyway, this feels awkward. We've hit the part in the show where I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. Coco, you saved the day. How you doing, baby? If you can't tell, I really feed off of other people. Just producer didn't realize I was typing caps. Come here, Gizzy. Let's go pee-pee. Hey, guys, give me a second. Let me take my dogs out real quick, and I'll be right back. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Go pee before it's too late. Come on. Let's go in. Come on, puppies. Pia. Pia. Right out. She won't quit. Come on. Pia. Come on. Out. Come on. Ega. Out. Come on, baby. Thank you. You guys are crazy. All right, I'm back after my dogs peed and barked at people and yeah, all that fun stuff. I'm doing good, my dear. Enjoying the day. I'm thinking next year I'm going to get a laptop. So that way when we have nice days, I can take you guys outside and do readings. And for some of you, I know that's probably the only time you would see the sunlight. Ew, we got the Seven of Wands, Coco, or Seven of Swords, Coco. You're going to have some thieves, and you're going to find out who it is. You got somebody around you taking some things from you, baby. I just came to thought, so here I am, come to thought, so since it seems like I'm half woman in some ways. No, of course not. It just means that you're two-spirited. By the way, Coco, I'm sorry to drop the bomb like that and then be like, oh, no, you're not that. You're good. Sorry. No, it just means two-spirited. It could either mean two-spirited or it could just mean, depending on your upbringing. Not everybody who has a feminine flair or touch is two-spirited. So, I mean, it just kind of depends. Maybe you like female things. There's nothing wrong with it. But when I say two-spirited in the sense, I mean like the facial muscles change. The way that they look, the glare in their eyes, how their mouth moves, how their body moves when they're talking. So hopefully that clears it up some, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that that's where your thought process went. So that tells me that I've had enough effect to fuck with your mind. And that brings me joy. Hey, love, how are you doing? Doing good, making people question their life and, living my life. Oh, let's see what we got. Kaiser, we got the Eight of Swords. You got some difficult times coming ahead of you, okay, baby? Just remember to weather the storm. Hermaphrodite. I haven't heard that word forever. I don't even think that that's the correct word for it anymore. Well, I mean, that means that you were born with both genders. I don't even fucking know. I can't even remember the terminology for it. Now I'm thinking about it. So your fucked up thoughts have affected my fucked up thoughts, and now we're really thinking about it. I'll tell you what, it has been so hot with humidity lately. It's been fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's both. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Yes, I did Google to make sure that I had the right definition in my mind, and I did. I didn't get to see the images, thank the gods, because that just makes it weird. Yes, I understand now, though. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, at least you do. Thank God. Thank the gods. Hey, love, can I get a reading on what spirit guides want me to know? Yes, you can, my dear. If you look down below, there's a few different options if you have specific questions. I do 2 for $5. If you want an in-depth reading, I have 2 different options, a half an hour and an hour. I charge $30 for a half an hour, $60 for an hour, and 2 for $5 on questions. So once you pick out what you got and you set the payment to either PayPal or Cash App, let me know, and then we can go ahead and start on your reading. I don't know. Call a request line. What is that song from? Can't remember the song. I just got this one part of the song, and I remember that it was like something about call the request line or something like that. Is this it? No, that's not it. I think it was like Missy Elliott. Yeah. Yeah, it was for Missy Elliott. Maybe. Guess this is nor the time or the place for me to find the random songs that pop up in my head. So, since you told us about what you do, and now I'm obsessed, what made you decide to get into producing music? You can be my little puppet and answer questions. So, Coco, besides your shockedness, if you're still in here, my dear, how's your day been? Anything new and exciting? No, but I don't know what I want. I've had chili spaghetti a while back. I'm looking for my dinner right now. So, like, there's going to be a lot of food dialogue for, like, the next 20 minutes because I'm one of those people who are like, I need to look at my options to see what I like, you know? I think it's a passion, to be honest. I love music. Music ever I know myself on this earth, right? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a total joy. What is the most fun? Like, what was the one experience, you don't have to name whoever you were working with or worked with, whatever, that you've had that you will never forget from the job that you currently do, producing music? By the way, if anybody wants a reading, you just got to let me know. I'm currently looking at food to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight. DoorDash saves lives, just saying. Think in Penn Station. Penn Station doesn't sound bad. But their fries are kind of like bland. You know what I mean? I don't know. See, this is the part that you guys normally don't see when I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to eat or cook, or if I don't make plans on what it is I'm going to make. Yes, you can, my dear. Just give me a minute. Right now, I'm trying to figure out my dinner for tonight, and if I get sidetracked, I'll forget about it. Questions I do charge for, dear. You can look down below for my rates. Hello, my dears. Welcome. I'm currently trying to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner today. So, yeah, that's kind of I'm pausing the readings while I'm looking for my dinner. So, if you're wanting to stick around, chill out, stuff like that, that's cool. I haven't started yet. Me and my team is preparing to get to work to work. They currently in the U.S. doing summer work. Ooh, well, hopefully here soon that you can start making your ventures and getting off onto the right foot. I feel bad making you guys wait while I'm trying to be decisive, because right now I'm indecisive on exactly what I want. And this is why normally I just make me a menu of what I'm going to cook throughout the week. But since this week we haven't really cooked anything or wanted to cook because it's too hot, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Because realistically, I only had to buy dinner for me tonight. Because when the hubby gets off work, since he gets paid tonight, he'll end up going and getting himself something else to eat. At this point, it's not even hope, and at this point, it's not even hope no more, because we gonna make it happen for real. I think you were saying gonna make it happen for real. Well, Doesn't mean that I can't hope you well on the journey. Just because you don't want to believe in hope does not mean hope is lost or hope is not able to, push it through. It's part of manifestation, putting in the work and using other people's energy that they're giving to you freely to help fuel that manifestation into reality. But, I totally get what you're saying. Oh, man. Okay, I'll go ahead and knock out a... If you're still here, my dear, I will throw a card down for you. See what we got going on. And we got seek the lesson. So right now, that's basically what you're going through. You're going through something because you have to learn a lesson. There's something for you to gain for this so that you can use it in the future to bestow the wisdom that you have gained from this experience onto another person. And not high. Be without malice. I know that you want to act with force and kind of put the person in their place, but this is not the time for that. So you need to keep that energy at a low rumble, so to speak. Jersey Mike's. I've never had Jersey Mike's, but I would not want to spend $6 in shipping just to have some food that I'm not willing to cook myself be delivered. Charlie's Philly Steaks. Yeah, that sounds like sushi by Kroger. So apparently they've added a few more things. I have no clue what I'm going to eat. I don't know. Oh, this is life. Damn, girl, you're still on live? Yeah, of course I am. I'm currently trying to figure out what the hell it is I want to eat tonight. I don't know. I'm kind of separated between Dairy Queen, Wendy's, or Penn Station. I think Penn Station's going to be where I'm probably going to end up going, but I don't know. Then again, I haven't had Arby's for a while, but Arby's tends to be expensive. Then again, Jersey Mike's, not Jersey Mike's, but Penn Station is expensive. It's like $10 for one fucking sandwich. It's not including a fry or anything, just the fucking sandwich. Which, I mean, it's not that bad, but realistically, I'm a frugal motherfucker. Panda Express I would do, but I do not have Panda Express. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I had Chinese. Which the noodles were good. They were amazing. But too much Chinese is like, if I was high school me would have had Chinese every fucking day, like it was a religion. But me now likes a little bit of variety, a little bit of oomph, a little bit of something different. You know what I mean? Might end up doing Applebee's. I haven't had Applebee's in a while. It's great. It tastes amazing. It's nicotine. Eventually, I'm going to go to the doctor and I'm going to get that, I think it's Chantix or something like that. You take one pill and eventually you just don't want to smoke. Just because I think it's getting to that point. Like, I don't have no health problems, knock on wood, that I'm going through. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's expensive. You know what I mean? I'd rather eventually take something that'll help block that. You know what I mean? And learn to deal with people without having to have a cigarette or whatever. So that way I can outlive the motherfuckers I want to outlive and be like, ha, I outlived you. Now I can die in peace. But, that's neither here nor there. I don't know. Everything looks so good. It's one of those things where I'm like, I always eat quick food. Having an actual meal would probably be a good thing. Like, there's different types of levels when it comes to restaurants. Like, you got your fast food, which is your lowest level, right? And then you've got your set-in food restaurants that are like a little bit above, your fast food restaurants. Then you got your bougie, middle bougie, and then you got your high class. Which right now, I'm in between fast food and middle. of what I'm wanting. Because I'm like, I'm a little bit hungry, but I don't want to get something and eat now and not be hungry later. You know what I mean? Like that's the thought process going on currently in my situation. Especially if I'm spending like altogether with tip and everything, you're spending like $8 or $9 anyway to get it delivered. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting life for anybody who watches it. Like, man, she spent forever trying to figure out what she was going to eat. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like, I would really love a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, but realistically, the last place I got one, they did those steak patties. And me, whenever I have Philly cheesesteak, I like the little slivers of the steak and not like a patty. Like, to me, that's just like a fucking burger. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm thinking. I don't know. That's my mind. That's my process right now. If anybody wants to talk about anything other than food, please feel free to like, comment, say whatever you want to say, because this is where my brain is right now. And I'm like, food. Because I got to order groceries later tonight when his check hits and hasn't hit yet. So it's like, oh. Well, you know, some people do pay people to watch other people smoke for them. Trust me, I know. It's a thing. It's crazy, but it is a thing. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. I think I have decided on Frisch's tonight. It's not the healthiest, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Do 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 do. I don't know. Nature is a force by itself, right? Hell yeah, it is. Depends what kind of nature we're talking about. Are we talking about nature of people or nature of nature? Like the outside elements with consciousness. It is. It's a weird fucking paradigm. Especially when you think about the fact that our brain thought of a name for itself. It's a crazy concept. Really is. Super crazy. Super fun, super crazy, crazy times, all that fun jazz. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about Kabbalah? Kabbalah has its place. I don't know if it was the Kabbalah or have you ever seen that, like, I think it is the Kabbalah that has like the tree of life almost, where it's like the different points and all that. So, I mean, that kind of tells us the difference between um, our self, the spiritual self, and the higher self, along with like how we fit into it. So I think, as far as looking at that, it all kind of goes hand in hand, in my opinion. I mean, then you've got the 7 principles that you've also got to think, which I think is part of the Kabbalah, or is it the 7 is it 7 or 11? There's so many principles of the universe, you know what I mean? And you take that into play of the law of attraction, how to attract things, how to bring things into one's life. And I think if you're doing it from a magical standpoint, you have to actually know what it is that you're trying for, you know what I mean? I think it kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, that's my personal belief. I think it goes hand in hand. Whether or not other people see it that way, I do not know. But, yeah. What is your viewpoint on it? What do you think? Do you agree? Do you have difference in opinion? Because we're all just kind of going. That's the Kabbalah. I'm talking about the one with the tree. That's the Kabbalah. I'm talking about the one with the tree. Yeah. I wish I could share it with you guys when it comes to the life tree. Come on, you douchebag. All right, class, if we all go onto the internet and you go look what we're talking about, you'll see exactly what it is that we're talking about. And then you got the color associations, that go along with it. And depending on how far you want to take it, even the Masons actually have the Kabbalah system in with them. So I think it kind of just goes hand in hand. I am still taking on donations, my dear. So I think it does go kind of hand in hand, as far as I gave up. I'm like, I don't know what I want yet. I'll just do it later. But when it comes to like spirituality, with, their system of belief and the way that they put things into it, there's a lot of different paths that use it. So within the magical community, it actually does have some standing. And plus, it kind of goes into, different moons and different planets, and then, the differences between it being, can I get a card of the day? You can, once I get done talking. And actually, Victoria, I gave you a card of the day. It was probably about an hour ago, actually, because it's been a while. But yeah. I think there's other systems that have similarities to it. Like as far as like the soul journey and the soul travel and, being able to use that as a representation for life. Okay, I stepped out. I will rewind. Thank you, girl. Not a problem, baby. Um, but yeah. The one thing that always stumps me, and I know if I actually focused enough on it, I could probably understand it, would be palm reading. For some reason, palm reading always just makes me go, oh. You look 18 and 38 at the same time somehow. Well, okay, thank you, and not thank you at the same time. Appreciate it, I guess. I don't really fucking know. That's kind of like a backhanded compliment. That's like walking into a bar and be like, hey, you're hot, but you look like shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you expect someone to say to you for that? Just saying. Well, I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm just saying, manners sometimes help, and thinking about the things that you say. Yeah. Just saying. Now, for me, this is a teachable moment for me to talk to you about. For anybody else, and they were in front of you, that would be, you know what I mean? Like, people will get hurt for less stupidity. Now, I'm not one of those people because I see it as, there's always a moment to learn from something. Honeys, even spankings I charge for. And has two sides. The other is I never really looked on the other side of it. But since we are talking about it, I will look at it. Oh, you're talking about the upper tree versus the lower tree. The light version versus the dark version. Okay. Now, when it comes to names and stuff like that, I'll admit I am not the best when it comes to names. You can post your question, my dear, but I charge for questions. Charge for questions. No one in the future needs to read that. So thank you. But everything has an opposite. It's like a mirror effect. That's how I like to see it as. Anything that is positive will always have a counterpart to it. And anything that's negative will always have a positive to it. Which goes into like the polar opposites, where you will always have two polar events at the same time. It's almost like the theory of if you do this, what other things could transpire based upon your decision that you make. I actually want to work with the two of them as being as how they are about the chakra system. I like the chakra system and it has its place, and, it kind of puts the world perspective, whether it's of higher vibration or lower vibration, kind of into an easy understanding of being able to know that the lighter and the darker aspects are in each of us. It just depends on what we're doing with it. But there's a lot of things that can be expanded off of it. It's just like if you look at magic in the same terminology, magic, there's higher or lighter things of magic, and there's a lower thing of magic. and you can use the same tree as the basis for that magic. That is pretty. Somehow I got into like all these crazy pictures, but that is pretty. Let me see if it'll actually let me show you guys. Let's see if I can copy it. I don't know if that'll actually show what I'm seeing. Yep, it does. Just the different pretty imagery you can get. It's almost like how I like to think of religion is, if anybody's ever seen the movie The Ninth Gate, that's how I like to see it as. You know, we have 9 different realms, and each realm has its own piece of the puzzle. And for it to ever actually really come together, you have to have all pieces that differ from each of the 9 realms to actually make it all make sense, you know what I mean? And encompass it in that way. That's why if you see a lot of ceremonial magicians, or those just with trying to deepen their practice, they will start going into things that they normally don't look at, as far as like religion and the practical beliefs within different religions, and finding the difference of mysticism within them, and kind of using certain things from different paths to kind of further themselves. It's kind of like, in a way, if you meet different people, and each person that you meet, you know, you have some that like you almost mimic or mirror them in a way, from certain attributes about them that you like, from the time that you're a child until basically the time you die. And it's like all these people, you take a piece of them with you and carry that piece and modify it to your reality. Same thing with, you know, magic, or the self of the reflection. You know, over time, we borrow so much from other people that we see, whether it be actions, beliefs, ways of thinking, ways of doing things. And eventually it somehow makes us whole, makes us who we are, and becomes part of us. So that's kind of, in my theory, how we are so connected, not just energetically, but through the people that we encounter and the pieces of them that we take with us. Repent doesn't mean, do you know the etymology of the word repent or repentance? I don't think I do. I can honestly say I've never been asked that, nor do I remember reading anything with that. So feel free to fill me in. Send me down the rabbit hole, so to speak. Like Alice in Wonderland. Oh, excuse me. We must change the way that we're thinking, because some of us is going a downward spiral. So basically, how our actions would affect other people's actions to kind of balance out. Are you talking about like even a balancing act of like the act of doing a certain good or a certain level of spiritual communion, so to speak, to balance out the negative energies of other people within the world? Is that what we're kind of going with? You told me you like the Scorpio. For me, we haven't talked. Can you pull a card? There is no us, but maybe, I don't know. Hey, Lauren. Yeah, we can pull a card. We can see what's going on. Scorpio. seems like they got some issues going on because we got the Six of Cups, which Six of Cups, when it's in reverse, instead of giving a good reputation, it seems like friends and families or even foes are all kind of siding on the same level with this person, and it's kind of fucking up their direction. Followed behind it is the Four of Pentacles, which means we're at a crossroads in our life. And then we've got the Death card, which means they're fighting change. So, yeah, that's not fun. Hopefully they figured it out. Sometimes people's own bullshit blocks them from the path. Hopefully that helps, you know what I mean? Normally, like, questions and shit I charge for, but who fucking knows? Sometimes people are their own worst enemy. Like me right now. It's like part of me is like, oh, I'm hungry. And the other part's like, no, bitch, no, you're not. That's all right. You'll be okay. My sleep schedule, my eating schedule, my habits have all been off lately. Which means that I need to start focusing on myself and getting back to the first house. Do 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 do. Which I think if no one has any more like readings that they need me to do, as far as the readings, I'm gonna end up probably. The Labyrinth is my favorite movie. Thanks for the card. Thanks for the card, Mama. Not a problem, baby. That's what I'm here for. I think as far as cards go, I'm done for the day unless someone's like, I'm paying you for this, then that's cool. Then you can use me and abuse me however you wish to. But we're in casual talk at this point, so. I do love The Labyrinth as well, though. It's a good movie. Or David Bowie, though. David Bowie was an interesting character. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those who, like, says David Bowie is life, you know what I mean? But he was a different individual, and he did some really cool shit. I have a few theories about when it comes to Mr. Bowie, but theories are just that, you know what I mean? Mr. Bowie. That's weird. I think I'm back on the hunt of what I'm going to eat for dinner, because if I don't figure it out, it's going to drive me nuts. Yeah, like we must save ourselves, because I know no God isn't coming to save us. Like the world should realize that all is the mind of the universe is mental. Well, if we want to go with, no God is real and we are the creators of our own world, then wouldn't God be real? Depending upon the individual who makes that God real to the reality. See, you're putting it as a standpoint of your own instead of thinking of everyone else. Now, if we think of everyone else has control of the reality and their mind is the reality, which shapes their reality, then you've also got to put that as every individual is putting their own aspect and their own spin on their own reality, which right now all of our realities are being forced together because we all live together. So therefore, all realities are true realities because we are all one conscious mind that's created this reality. We just have individual experiences which dictate our reality. I mean, if we want to go down the fucking rabbit hole, let's do it. But, it's all got to start somewhere. Even if we talk about our conscious mind, where does it start? How did it become? Because we all have a beginning. Everything in life has a beginning. Where do we find that life? Coming back, so we need to change our act as humanity, first things first. Well, even if we change our act, like, how are we going to change it? Are we going to see? Now you're getting into the construct of mortality or morality versus whatever the other one is. That was so weird. I watched the time just go. But if we're thinking of that, what is good for you may not be good for someone else. What is good for supposed humanity? Are we going to talk about humanity as what the general public of a certain demographic think it should be? Because if we think about it, everywhere is a different location. So therefore, the thoughts, the beliefs, the practices, the differences between right or wrong are different from each culture and each geographical location that we're at. And that's not even including the ones that are completely cut off from the rest of civilization. So to be able to do that, then all civilization has to be open. All civilization has to have the same common goal. And not all of civilization will ever always have the same common goal. Now, if we take it from a Christian mythology, look at the Tower of Babel, when everybody supposedly had the one group mind, and it didn't work out because they were trying to work to, getting away from and trying to find this creator. And in return, everything got split and divided. And that's why people will never become one again. Because when they were one, they were trying to go to something that they would never achieve. And this is kind of like how they say, we got the different languages and stuff like that, if we think of it in that sense. But if you think of God as, like you said, as an energy, well, then everything is an energy. I'm an energy. By you taking the time to focus on me and to give me the time of day, you are willingly giving me energy so that it may fuel. By me making this video, let's say YouTube lasts till the end of time, whatever. It may not. Realistically, things change, alter, and everything else. But if this video was to last from the end of time, you have given your say-so by being present within this room, saying, hey, you're someone I like to watch or I like to enjoy. But let's say, for instance, that it didn't show any of your guys' comments. It just showed you guys in here. Then let's say it gets discovered and then people wonder, well, is that a god or is that a goddess? Like, what were they doing? Why did all these people come to them? You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same basis where, reality itself and morality and, this utopia feeling or the thought of having a utopia is based on perception. And not everyone's perception is going to be the same. You may have a lot of people who can focus their energy to create something such as God or a goddess or whatever, because, if you put enough energy into anything, it'll eventually create something down the road. But you're never going to have that free utopia kind of vibration, you know what I mean? And even if you look at it from an atheist or even, let's say, a satanic background, I'm talking about the ones who are like going against the government and saying, hey, motherfuckers, guess what? You don't have a right against women's bodies, stuff like that. These are the guys I'm talking about. Not the ones who used to be with LeVay. Okay, totally different scenario. But even if we talk about them in the construct that we are our own gods, we are the ones that shape our reality. Well, if we are the only thing in this universe, then that means everything else in this universe is made up. And if everything in this universe is made up, then the construct of God is something that we made up entirely. So then in reality, the mental, subjective, idealistic ideology has a flaw or a couple flaws in it. You want a utopia, but if you are the construct in which your mind creates this reality that you're in, You yourself have created war, you've created famine, you created love, you created sex, you created good food, bad food, all these experiences rolled up into one. Therefore, you're still the creator of your universe, but you are sole responsible for the things in your universe that you do not even like. Trust me, I've had this conversation multiple times, and no matter which road we go down, there's so many other loopholes. I mean, there's a couple arguments you could come back with even after that. Like, it just depends on how far we want to take this thing and how long we want to drag it out. But we're all going to end up in the same exact circle of, well, we don't really know. It's just theorized. It's just a theorization of what we think is possible, but we never really know until the end of life is cut off. Which, speaking of that, I just bit my tongue. That's fucking ridiculous. So speaking of that, they also just found out recently that the brain, even when it dies, there are still parts of the brain that are active way after a person is dead. So that kind of makes you think, is this what they're calling the zombie brain, or the brain, part that's still active? I don't know how long it's active or any of that. I just know that it does still happen. I read a little bit of the article and then I got sidetracked by family. But there's a lot of things that are different. And it's almost, if you think about this, if you think about the difference of different realities, right? So let's take away our own construct. Let's just say this is a crazy world and we have no clue what's going on, right? Then we have, other dimensions, different parallels between our universe and the other universes that we're surrounded with, right? So if we got these two universes, okay, that are similar to each other, but they're parallels and differences. But as time goes on, those differences start to shift and start to change. But as they change, they slowly get on the same level. So my personal theory that there might be someone out there is that over time, all these different universes are going to slowly align up and become one mega universe. That there is going to be no differences between the parallel universes, because the parallel universes have slowly over time been shifting back into our universe and our universe coming into theirs, you know what I mean, until it meets aligned. Once this happens, I personally think that once all these alignments start coming, and you can see the alignments, you start to see different discoveries of our planet and our universe that we never thought was possible, or certain memory changes within our universe that some of us remember and some of us don't. And then you can sit there and you can fight on the notion of sometimes the memory doesn't last long and other stuff like that. But where your memory kind of just, oh, this is how I remember it, but it's really not how it was. But then you got the two fences, right? I had a point. I don't know what it fucking was because I seen the message. So let me see what you're saying. I understand you, and I love how you are articulating your words. These are topics I think the world should be dealing about. It's pure confusion. I don't even like to go outside anymore. And that's the thing, your universe is what you make of it. Now, even though I do believe in gods, goddesses, spirits, things in the other realms, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, baby dinos, or whatever. I'm really thinking of food. Anyway, but if you think about it in a whole thing, you cannot sit there and worry your life about the things that you do not know. You can theorize what it'll be. You can think of the possibilities. You may not like the world that is around, but with each step that you take, this is why I follow Hecate. With each step that I take, I feel the same way you do. I do not like the way that the world is. I do not like how it's constructed. I don't like the materialism of it, because realistically, let's think about it. We are sitting here paying for land that was either taken from somebody else. And really, if we want to get into that and we want to go deeper, land does not belong to anyone. It's a planet. It's inhabited. People migrate and move all the time. But what is bullshit is that we live in this society, no matter where you're at in the world. There's always a society of like, you got to pay taxes, you got to work to do this, and whatever it may be. But yet, these are the people who set the baseline for all this. Back in the day, it was, hey, you know how to cut wood. I need wood. Hey, I grow a garden. You need food. You cut wood. I grow garden. We switch. We help each other out. And that's how you build your community, by doing it like that. But now we've gone into this consumerism so much to where, we've got factories building things and if people don't go work and all that. So how do you get people to work and build this, system, even no matter, where you're at in the world? How do you get them to still do that? Well, you got to make them think that they got to pay for where they got to live. They got to pay for things to be able to, like, light and things like that. And even when you pay for land, you don't really own the land. It's just like if you were to die or if I were to die. If I have my house and I don't will it to nobody, it goes into the probate court. If my kids can't get it, then it goes back and then, the state or whatever sells it. So I'm still also paying taxes on my land that should already be paid for. But those taxes go into things like waterways and stuff like that. So therefore, we don't have that big of an issue to do it because we're like, oh, I like to have the roads good. So because I like to go get Mickey D's or my coffee or be able to get to the job that I fucking need to pay for the taxes that are paying for this shit, supposedly. So, like I said, it's a big fucking mind fuck. I've had these thoughts, as well. But I see it like this. Basically, what I was originally trying to say when I was talking about Hecate is with every step that I take in my own personal path, with my own personal morals, beliefs, not the world morals or whatever, we've been told to believe and everything else, I make my own destiny and I make the impact by the people that I meet. So by me and you having this conversation and whoever is joining in or has been in for a while, or watches this video later down the road, you know what I mean? We are impacting the train of thought between people by the interactions that we have. So when you limit yourself because you're so fucking tired of the world around you, then you are stopping the progression of thought that could be happening to someone who's getting feeded wrong information and they only think there's one way to go. It's like being in a cult. If the cult leader tells you, hey, this, and this, and this is what you believe, and you grew up in that cult from the time you were born till, let's say, they met you, that's all they're going to know because they've never had no outside influence and they've never had someone to be there for them. So when you're starting to feel like you don't want to go out, look at yourself and look at the mission of your world. Even if you think there is no God and you think that you are your own God or whatever it may be, computer simulation and all. Every step that you take, you have the ability to manifest something within someone's life. Remember how earlier I was talking about how we take pieces of other people that eventually we identify as part of ourselves, and that's kind of how I think we're all connected. It's the same thing. You are denying people the ability to connect and take a piece of you with them and continue to pass down that piece of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And allow their mind to expand. Fuck. I see we are all on a similar wavelength. That's exactly how I think. Boo. Basically, yeah. Takes a while to get there, but damn, is one of those ones. And it's just like in my community. We have our good, our bad, our negative. I've seen priests, I've seen priestesses who will sit here and scream that they're about community and literally fucking talk shit about their community. And I do it. And I'll admit to it. Like, I'm an open book. If I see something I don't like, I'm going to fucking say, hey, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And, that's kind of where the differences come in. True fucking words. That's what I'm saying. I do appreciate this conversation. It has been a very long time since I've actually had this deep of a conversation of the constructs and stuff like that. Like me and my husband, we talk, you know what I mean? But he's more of a fucking Pisces and like he just goes with the flow. Like literally, for instance, we were talking about pronouns, I think a couple of days ago. He's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, it's what you want to identify with. He's like, I've never heard of anything like that. I was like, bitch, where the fuck have you been? Like, when it comes to cultural differences, he is so fucking drawn back from society. The only information he gets is when I have conversations with him. So we don't get to have this change of thought, you know what I mean, conversation. So thank you for stimulating my mind. That's basically what I'm saying. Thank you for the good conversation. Whew. I feel like I just did a lecture. Dear Lord. You know, the best time I ever had when I was doing anything to represent pagan community was when we had this guy at the Festival of Faith. And he was going to every table of every religion and being a straight up asshole. Didn't know he was doing this, but he came up, he started asking things, talking about goat sacrifices and all this shit. The other two people I had with me were fucking livid. Like, so pissed they were ready to snap this motherfucker's neck and not think twice about it. And we're starting to elevate where they were starting to stand up. So I end up standing up and I'm getting in between and I'm like, hey, there's no reason for this. And I look at the guy who was starting all this shit with all these other religions. I was like, what form of science are you in? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you have a science degree, don't you? He's like, yeah. How do you know? I actually teach here in school. I was like, because I've met your kind before. You're more of prove your point to me. And that's one thing I will always be grateful for that my 7th grade science teacher made me do. Is if there's something that you want to prove and you want to prove the existence of it, always make sure to think logically and bring up points. And whenever you have a psychic around that could tell you when somebody's doing something and you know who exactly they fucking are when they're not wearing any of their information, you can freak a motherfucker out and enjoy the process. Wasn't long after that he ended up leaving, and I don't think he came back for the rest of the day. But it was a fun conversation. That's why I enjoy what I do sometimes. And I don't ignore the little voice that tells me things. It's like having your own alarm system. On that thought and on that notion, though, my dears, even though I have enjoyed this conversation, I do need to actually focus, which obviously I can't order food when I don't know what I want and talk at the same time. So since we've spent 2.5 hours, a beautiful conversation, I'm going to jump off here. I will be back here tomorrow, 4 p.m. So if you guys want to talk to me, you want to reach out, or if you need me in between and you got some more things that you would like to say based on the conversation we had today, feel free to email me. My email's down below, and I will answer you, or we'll talk about it tomorrow. All right. Other than that, guys, remember to be safe, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow.